Venice, the floating city of romance, gondolas, marble palaces, and moonlit canals. But behind the glittering waters lies a history soaked in blood, betrayal, and brutality. This isn't just the story of art and architecture. It's a story of merciless crusades, mercantile domination, backstabbing politics, and a city that clawed its way to the top, way to be devoured by the very forces it unleashed. Chapter 1. A city born from fear. In the 5th century, as the Roman Empire crumbled under barbarian invasions, led into the marshy lagoons of northern Italy, they built shacks on stilts in the water not out of choice, but desperation. And from these soggy beginnings, Venice was born. The swamp gave them natural defenses, but survival required more. The Venetians quickly learned to adapt and profit. While Europe was burning, Venice was building a republic that wouldn't just survive but conquer. Chapter 2. Merchants of War. Venice realized early, trade was power, and war was just business by other means. They created a naval empire, rivaling the greatest powers of the Mediterranean. Spices from the east, silk from China, salt, grain, and gold. They didn't just transport goods, they controlled the routes. But with wealth came enemies: Genoa, Pisa, the Ottomans, even the Pope. Venice didn't just compete, they crushed. In the 13th century, they built the Arsenal di Venezia. The largest industrial complex in Europe at the time could produce a fully armed warship every day. Venice wasn't a city of lovers, it was a machine of war disguised in marble. Chapter 3. Spies. Strangulation and the secret state. Beneath the beauty of Venice lurked one of the most terrifying bureaucracies in history, the Council of Ten. Created in 1310 to safeguard the Republic, this secretive elite ran the city with iron silence. Suspected of treason, you might find yourself interrogated, imprisoned, or worse, vanished. Anonymous tip boxes, hidden trials, and public executions kept the people in fear. Political rivals were strangled, stabbed, poisoned, or left to rot in the dreaded Piobi. Venice's notorious prison, under the scorching lead rooftops of the Doge's palace.
Yes.
This was surveillance before the word existed. Chapter 4. The Fourth Crusade, Venice's darkest triumph. In 1202, Pope Innocent III called for the Fourth Crusade intended to reclaim Jerusalem, but Venice had other plans. The Crusaders couldn't pay for their transport. Venice offered a deal. Help us attack a rival Christian city, Zara. Then the unthinkable. The crusade was diverted again, this time to Constantinople, capital of the Byzantine Empire. In 1204, Christian killed Christian, as the greatest city of the East was pillaged, burned, and brutalized. Gold, relics, and art flooded into Venice. Even the 4 bronze horses of St. Mark's Basilica, looted from Constantinople. This betrayal permanently weakened the Byzantines and fattened Venice. Chapter 5. The Doge and the Mask of Republic. At the helm of it all was the Doge, Venice's ruler. Chosen by the elite, he wore the crown, but was chained by the system. Every decision, every law passed through layers of councils. It was a republic, but also an oligarchy. And while Venice promoted liberty abroad at home, they maintained tight control over every breath their citizens took. Chapter 6. Plague, Decline, and Decadence. In 1348, the Black Death arrived, and Venice, a city of trade, became a city of death. Over half the population perished. The Republic fought back with early forms of quarantine, even creating the world's first quarantine island, Lazaretto Vecchio. But the cracks were showing. The Ottomans closed off key trade routes. Portugal found a sea route to Asia, bypassing Venice, and Venice began to rot from within: decadence, corruption, and arrogance, replacing discipline and ambition. The lion still roared, but it had no teeth. Chapter 7. Napoleon's final blow. In 1797, after over 1,000 years of independence, Napoleon Bonaparte stormed into Venice. No battle, no resistance. The once mighty republic surrendered quietly. Its treasures were stolen, its government dismantled, its story paused. Chapter 8. The Masked Legacy. Today, Venice wears a different mask. One of tourism, beauty, and art. But look deeper. Behind the carnival masks and postcard-perfect views lies a brutal history. A city that ruled with cunning, killed in silence, and fell not with a bang, but a whisper. This is the story of Venice, not as you were told, but as it truly was. Subscribe to the Dusty Scroll, where history unearths its secrets.